Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. I have a huge announcement today, huge. This should be fun, and we have some awesome sales as well. There's actually one other topic that I want to talk about today, and that is eBay fees. And I haven't talked about it yet, but I'm going to. Let's go take a look. All right, I actually just got back last night. I took a little trip to Florida, take care of some business and some sourcing. I went out 3 days. It's so nice because there's nothing going on up here, obviously, right now. I just drove down there and sourced on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Came back just absolutely with the truck full. Just unloaded all that. I actually got a few listings up as well. And we're going to get ready for live shows. And we're going to get some really cool merchandise up on here pretty quick. So I'm excited. Hopefully the sales reflect that, but we'll see. We're going to talk about the eBay fees today. We're going to talk about me not quitting eBay, since apparently it's a trend, and we've got some cool sales. Let's take a look. I already said that, didn't I? This is a crafting box. I kind of got lucky for this one here. Craft store. It's got little containers and stuff in it. And, you know, a lot of people would pass this up. I would pass this up. But the colors draw me to it, of course. And that one's for 40 bucks, I think. $39.95 plus shipping. It's actually easy to ship. Have the right size box. And it's pretty dang easy. Cut it down. The shipping's not too bad. I don't usually sell DVD VCR combos, 4 parts not working. But I did with this one, because it could still get me around 30 bucks, and it had I think this one had a door issue, just wouldn't come in and out, and somebody can fix it, and I'm not going to mess with it. 30 bucks plus shipping on that one. So if you don't know the sarcasm in this title up here, you know, ADH Dave, my buddy, is quitting eBay, and you know, a lot of people say, oh, that won't last and whatever. I actually think it will. I'll talk about that a little bit, and then of course Paul Philly Flipper not too long ago did, and you know, there's a bunch of people that have in this space. I'm not. But I'm also not criticizing them, and I want to kind of parse that out a little bit today. For me, it's really simple. I love static selling, and the best place to static sell by far is on eBay, and so I'm not going to quit it. But I do have some problems, and I do have an issue with this slight little upgrade in fees, a little uptick in fees that a lot of people I've seen on social media say, oh, it's no big deal. I actually think it's a big opportunity missed for eBay. And I'm happy. When I drove to Florida, I heard eBay ads on the radio, not just the eBay Motors, actual eBay ads. That kind of got me excited a little bit as well. But we'll talk about the fees, and I even ran the numbers. What it's probably going to cost me this year alone in fees, and of course with last year's change as well. Some of you may remember my Marlboro buy. We have made a bunch of money on that. I just saw Marlboro stuff. A lot of it's not amazing, by the way. But I saw a ton of it on a table that a lady had just brought out. I'm like, what would you do? Because she didn't have prices. A lot of people don't like prices. I love not having prices on stuff. I get it. It just depends on your personality. But I like to, you know, haggle with folks. And she had no price. Like, how much you want for this? You know, whatever. I could have done all that. But I said, how much for all of the Marlboro stuff? And she's like, I don't know, 30 bucks. I'm like, whew, I'll take it. And we have made a bunch. There were some real winners in there. And then there's just some cool items like this. The Marlboro single stitch shirts I haven't sold yet, but they're really cool. This is a Marlboro towel. Really nice condition one. It sold for 19 bucks, $18.95 plus shipping. In case you hear noise out there, my boy has a friend over, Jess's son. They're the same age. They play baseball together, and they're playing basketball now. But I told him, I said, if you dribble that ball out there, it's going to mess up my video. So they went in and got a foam Nerf ball. And they're doing that. So I'm going to go grab one item from in there, bring it back, show you what's sold, and then we're going to dig into the topic of not quitting eBay first, and then we're going to get into the eBay fees. All right, they've switched to baseball. Should be less noise. The cats are wondering what's going on. You know, uh-oh, cat snuck in. You know, sometimes a slow day of picking turns out to be pretty good because you can learn a lot. I wasn't finding much this day, and I came across a parking lot sale that I had no idea. It wasn't even advertised. Let me get this guy out of here. So like I say, I'm at this sale, and I wasn't finding much that day. I'd driven around a lot, and I'd only bought, you know, a handful of things. And I was doing okay, but it wasn't amazing. And I saw this laying down, full length, on the ground at a parking lot sale. I'm like, that thing looks kind of cool. And I think it does look kind of cool. And I looked at the brand name, and I looked it up right there. Obermeyer. Looked vintage to me. Skiing, right? 1947. I'm like, that thing's in great shape. And I looked it up, and I'm like, whew, this thing's pretty good. Some of them go for hundreds of dollars. And I said, hey, how much do you want for it? They're like, $5, you can have it. Look at this leather here. I'm like, sweet. And it took a long time to sell. It's been over a year, but we sold it for $99.95 plus shipping. So back to the I'm not quitting part. And I've told you for years why I love reselling, and my most favorite part about it is static selling. But I'm not critical of people who make these decisions. That's why I usually don't cast judgment on different things. And Dave, of course, is a buddy of mine. We're on the Trash to Cash podcast together. And a lot of people, how do I say this? Dave rubs a lot of people the wrong way. He doesn't do that for me. Now, don't get me wrong. He can be annoying at times. But he's a good friend, and he's a good man. And a lot of people, I was reading through the comments in his video the other day, and I'm like, man, some of y'all are harsh. And I get it, but this is not a decision that he took lightly. We talked about it for quite a while, actually, and I have no doubt he will succeed. If you didn't watch the video, go watch it. But he was basically saying, hey, I think I can make about as much as I do, but I'd have to churn more volume, but I could do it quickly. There wouldn't be a ton of stuff around me all the time, and it'll create more time for me to do different things because of some unique things over on our Dibdit site and other marketplaces on District. And I think he's right for him and his personality, and I wish him the absolute best. I have no doubt he'll succeed. I have a feeling I'll be over there sourcing his eBay inventory from time to time. Because you don't make as much money per item. But I've always advocated for time. How much money are you making for your time? As John says on Flippin' Ain't Easy, is the juice worth the squeeze? Meaning, how much you're getting out of it, is it worth the time you're putting into it? And for him, I think, because I just came from Florida, y'all, it is a sourcing bonanza. It's insane. I could find so much more down there than I find up here. Now, I enjoy picking up here in the country, but man, you could source almost every day of the week down there, except for in the absolute heat of the summer. So, again, it doesn't fit me. I'm going to continue to sell on eBay, and I'm not terribly happy about the fee hike. And yes, I realize a lot of people out there saying, well, if you can't handle that, then, you don't have a business or whatever. But I'm going to go over the numbers. It's more significant, I think, than people are giving it credit for when you take in last year's 10 cents that they added to everything over, $9.99 or something like that for every single in the processing fee. And so I'm going to get into those numbers as well. I think the first person kind of in this space in some way to do that was Josh Harry Tornado. And like I said, I wasn't critical of him then. It's just not my model. But clearly these people are successful at what they do, and they love what they do. So there is nothing being cast towards anybody. I'm just happy to do what I do. I do a combination of all of it, but my love is to do it right here statically. So, and you know what? That's a point. Anybody recognize what that is? I'll tell you in a second. Here's the point I want to make. I do both of them to protect my business in many, many different ways. But I don't love the process of buying for live selling as much as I do for this. There's bigger bang for the buck. There's just some kind of thrill in finding something amazing, getting top dollar for it on eBay. I just love that. It's why we have Jess handle our live selling stuff, and I handle the eBay stuff. And it's worked out really well because there's enough margin in it still with what I do over there to give her a paycheck, when she has time to come in and work. And I get to control all the things that I love. And I actually love to be surrounded by this stuff. One of the things I think Dave mentioned in there is that, and a lot of you feel this, that stuff everywhere and encroaching into your life and whatever. And I think he would much prefer a simplified kind of a process where it comes, if he buys it in 1 week, and then he clears it all out in that week. And he'll find out if there's a margin enough in it for him or not. I have a feeling there will be because of where he lives. And, like I said, Paul, Philly Flipper down there, he's in Florida too. And so I think different models fit different people based on their geography as well. But for me, that's not as appealing. I don't mind stuff sitting around here not selling. Some of the stuff's cool. I love it. But you can't. Obviously, I'm not in business to collect stuff. I want to sell it. Here is an Orco hat. See? I don't know if you can see. This doesn't go to this figure, but you see how there's holes in it, and it would go on Orco's head right there. So Orco's hat. sold for, what did it sell for? Sold on 30% off. Sold for $7 plus shipping. Another point with all this is around here, and what I can pick and what I like to pick aren't necessarily things that go well on live sales. What the heck? Oh, there's a crack in that thing. It won't move. Anyway, like something like this, right? If I see a GE radio like this, that I just love old radios and stuff like this from my childhood, and I see it for $1, I want to pick it up. And you know, you put that on a live sale, it's not going to sell, or it's going to sell for $2. And I like to pick this stuff. It only sold for $16.95 plus shipping, but I don't want to stop picking this stuff. I just like it too much. Now, here's an item that this one actually sold on Dibbed right here. It's not that lunchbox, it's this. At least I think it is. I thought I had 2 of these. I bought it for $1 at a yard sale. It's a He-Man puzzle. I listed it statically over on Dibbed, and it sold for 15 bucks plus shipping. Now that's the kind of item that would sell much better on a live sale over there, and Dave buys much more of that stuff than I do. Well, as a percentage of what he buys. I buy a lot of it as well. But that's the kind of thing, you know, it's not even that I love eBay selling. I love static selling. And I would sell, if I could get sales on any other platform statically like I do on eBay. Like I think I had 3 static Dibbed sales, right? But I can't sell, you know, 70 things in a week over there. There's just not enough people yet, although it is growing like crazy. I love static selling. I'm not wedded to eBay. I'm wedded to static selling. I sold a plush, and a lot. I don't sell near as much plush as I used to on eBay. I do sell a lot of it on live selling over there. I did it. Little Baba sheep. This is a Russ sheep, I think. Yep, it's a Russ. Little beanie sheep. Easter's coming up, so I guess that's why this stuff is selling. It's nothing amazing, but some things at the right time of year can get a sale for you, and this one is one of them. There are actually quite a few comps of that Baba over there. I think there's different versions of it, but it sold for $12.95 plus shipping. Got it super cheap. And you know, he mentioned fees in his video too as being one of the reasons, as they just keep creeping up. And if you have to do promoted, and the fees on the shipping portion and the selling portion, which he mentioned they don't do that on District. The fee is on the purchase of the item, of the sale of the item. Now there's a processing fee of 2.9% that's over the whole transaction, just like eBay. But the fees are definitely cheaper for him, and he's the owner of a marketplace. I'm co-owner of it, Dibbed.com. And so his fees are actually a little less than that as well. So there's all kinds of advantages. The idea of shipping 1 day a week is appealing to me as well. You can do live shows for a whole week over there, combine all of that shipping, save the buyer money in the combined shipping, and ship 1 day a week. Whew. Now, it's probably a mountain of shipping, don't get me wrong, but you do it, and at the end of every week, that stuff's all gone. You bought more stuff, and then it comes in. I don't know. There's some appeal to it, just not for me. Some of you may remember, I'm going to do one more here. May remember that sale in Roanoke, that lady, whew, she made me pay up for the Barbie and for the Mickey thing and all that, but I did get a few really nice deals there. I paid $3 for this Dr. Zenovia, and before my wife could delist it, because she has that new marketplace over there, Polish and Brush, and that's growing like crazy, and Tina's been getting tons of sales over there. Before she could delist it, it sold, because she wants to do all of the, you know, the cosmetic stuff and curling irons and makeup and all that stuff over there exclusively, and not let me list it on eBay. And I told her okay. But this one sold, and we'll probably keep this stuff on eBay actually instead of delisting it. But everything new I'll just give to her and she can list over there. It's sold, bought it for $3, sold for $27.95 plus shipping. Pepper came back in here. It's a needy cat today. I don't know what's going on, but let's talk about fees a little bit. Let's talk about projected numbers. If you remember, I did a video saying that, and by the way, that video is going to be the next one where I'm going to review the numbers from January and tell you how far I am behind on my goal, because I'm behind. But it is picking up greatly on both of my platforms. So we're going to talk about that. Where'd the cat go? There it is. I got to watch this one. Hey, I love you, but you're going to have to go because I can tell you want to get back there. So I'm determined to hit that goal. So I'm going to project out the numbers here for you. And I heard a lot of YouTubers say, oh, it's no big deal, you know, it's just this much. And I'm not saying I'd completely disagree, But man, it doesn't go down. I've said before, I think it would be an amazing thing and a smart thing for eBay one time to come out and to reduce a fee, and they just won't do it. It's just not in their nature. But at some point, you reach a breaking point, right? And there are some people who tell me, I paid 30% in fees on this because I did promote it and all this fee and that fee and the listing. Plus, we forget about when we have store subscriptions, that costs money, and it's never ending. So this is 0.35 of a fee increase. Now, just going back, March of 2022, it was a 0.3 increase. And that was for people that had a store. It was more than that for people who didn't have a store. And then 2015, if you remember, the Ides of March, it was a 30 cent to a 40% increase, or excuse me, a 40 cent per listing over $10, right? So it was a 10 cent increase per listing. So they've gone up now the last 3 years, which, you know, I understand places go up, but, you know, let's just take the last 2 years into account, 0.35 this year. So we're looking at a little over a third of a percentage point. So I calculated that out over my numbers. That is going, if I hit 150,000, it's going to cost me $525. And then you look at last year's 10 cent increase, and I looked at how many I sold that were over that threshold, and it approached $500, $490 something like that. So we're looking at $1,025 more to run my eBay store than it used to. That's coming right off the bottom line. And yeah, these little tiny, you know, the boiling pot and you're the frog, right? So, you know, this stuff, it does make a difference. And it does keep people, if you're making $25,000 a year and all of a sudden you're making, you know, $500 less, it makes a difference. Plus the cost of all of the goods with inflation for shipping and all that stuff has gone up. It makes it harder. And there is competition for eBay, for goodness sake. And you got to keep an eye on what your main opposition is doing. And so I would be of the school that this is a bigger deal than people think if you think about it over time. And I would really encourage eBay to take a look at this 1 year, just some year, and say, hey, because, you know, you can argue, well, they're increasing fees because of inflation or whatever. That's nonsense, because the fee structure goes on to the inflation, so it matches inflation. So I'm not whining about it. I'm not quitting, but I don't like it. And I'm back to an auction every once in a blue moon here. I think I put another one up, so this one should be up now for an Enaman plush doll. And thank you all over the years for these, the little reseller mascot. This one's going to Angela, and so we appreciate your purchase. And hopefully this guy, you know, somewhere, put it on a shelf, you'll get your eBay store moving. I need a new Enaman to reduce your fees. That reminds me of something else I want to talk about, which is promoted listings, and talk about how many people are actually doing that. So I've asked folks out there over the years on this channel whether they promote or not, and I get an idea because most people who watch this are resellers, and I'm not being critical of people who promote. I don't promote, but it's the right decision for a lot of folks. I gotta put my Dick Tracy lunchbox back up here. So I've started to dig in a little bit into this because I always want to know how many people promote or how many items are actually promoted. Because somebody said something one time that got me thinking. It's like, if everybody promoted, would there be an advantage to promotion other than eBay collecting a whole ton of money? And so looking into different categories, there are some categories where almost half of the items listed are promoted. If that's the case, how much does the promotion help you? I guess it gives you a leg up on everybody else, but there are other categories where it's in the 30s. But that is a lot of people promoting items, and they're already garnering a massive amount more from those folks. So, you know, and some people promote as low as 2%. Some people just are spending crazy money on promotion, and then they tick this thing up as well. So, I don't know. What are they using the money for? Maybe it's to put out these radio ads. Maybe it's to pad people's pockets. I'm not sure. But I am happy with different things like the eBay commercials I'm hearing and stuff, but I do have some issues going forward. It's like, when will it end? Because it never goes down, right? So 20 years from now, are we going to be paying, you know, 17, 18% promotion? And then if you want to sell something, you got to do fees. And if you want to sell something, you got to do the promoted for 8, 12, 14, 18, you know, you're going to end up paying, you know, half of what you sell it for. It's just, it's a little concerning. Maybe you can tell me down below your feelings. Be honest. I'm not going to be critical of you. Your feelings are your feelings. You know, I'm kind of proud of this chat over here. Commonwealth Picker gets a little out of hand every once in a while, but most of y'all are really kind and see other people's points of views. Ontario, California. Huh, cool. Not too far from where I grew up. This is it. I'm going to have to show you a picture of this one. I don't really want to take it out. It's a figure. It's a, what do they call them? America's Heroes or something? American Heroes figurine. And it is a woman. And it's 144 out of 2,500. $19.95 plus shipping. You know, in all my years, I have never sold a porta potty on eBay. I was going to put that there. Now you're kind of in the way. I guess I'll put it on the floor. So I have sold, one time at Target, I did some retail arbitrage and I sold a ton of toilet seats that had fish floating in the seat. It was weird. And I don't know. Never sold a toilet though. But it sold for 40, I don't remember what it sold for. Just under 50, I think. $42.70. Got it super cheap, so I guess that's worth it. And I sold another item on Dibdit.com, static sales. I sold another one. Now this one I ended up taking an offer. I think I have them on eBay for, I don't remember what I have them on there for. But I put them a little less over here because I don't pay near the fees. I don't pay fees on shipping. So this is a Skybox EXL card. I think I have it listed for 20 bucks. And I don't remember what the offer, 19, 18, something like that for that. But I took it because it's my own site and I pay less fees on it. And I'll take it. That's two. I think I had three. Might as well knock the other one out. Where's my other sale? Ziggy. Oh, I already shipped that one. Used to have a Ziggy sitting, I think, right here. It was a Valentine's little Ziggy plush. Nothing amazing. Sold for $7.95 plus shipping. I think that's the most Dibdit static sales I ever had going out of here. It was, I'd say in one day, but it was two because we shipped the other one before that. So that's pretty cool. It really is growing. I don't intend this to be a commercial for my own place, but it's static selling and I think competition is good. We have started all these marketplaces and there are, my phone's going off like crazy. New people joining, sales going on. I don't encourage people to go over there and statically list everything. There's no cross-listing available yet. You might want to kind of dabble a little bit in it and maybe pick a couple items into the right marketplaces and just let them sit there for a while. You may not. You may want to be interested in starting to live sell. There's a lot of support over there and we help those live sellers out a little bit. But like anything else, you got to do it right and you got to bring good items and you got to put good prices on them. And I'm not telling folks to go over there. I would appreciate it if you just take a minute, though, and just go join these marketplaces so you can see it. And it's just a different kind of feel. We've started Dibdit, of course, a long time ago, and it is rolling. We're on pay. We're going to hit $1 million in sales in 2025. I have virtually no doubt. None whatsoever. We just had our best month ever, and it was double the previous month. The growth is huge. But we started Dibdit Threads. Oh, they're all .coms, I think. DibditThreads.com, PolishingBrush.com. What else did we start? Dibdit Cards by No Bangers Podcast, a little collaboration. No Bangers Sports Card Podcast. So we've got that one. I'm missing one. I know I'm missing one. I can't remember what it is. Oh, Dibdit Sports, which is sporting equipment. Football, pickleball, golf, all that. We started that one. And these things are in their infancy. But just like Dibdit, they'll grow. They'll have their own communities. They're interested in different things. And I'm excited about it. So even if you don't want to do it, do me a favor and go and check those marketplaces out and become a member over there and just kind of watch it. Because you never know. A year from now, 2 years from now, eBay may jack prices up even more. And you may want to have different options. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to protect my reselling the most I can. And like I said, I love eBay. So I'm going to keep selling over there as long as things keep selling. If you hear my phone buzzing back there, it's something selling over there right now. Not mine, other people's. I didn't even take this into the eBay cave because it sold before we got it even put in there. It's a Memorex TV and it's got a remote to it. Oop, I don't want to miss almost stepped on the cord. And they're not amazing, but I pick them up if they're like $5 because I'm willing to do the shipping on these guys right here. And I think it sold for $89.95 plus shipping. It's a lot of work, but 5 into 89, I'll do it. In case you're wondering, I'm not starting a Tupperware marketplace. I do list my Tupperware in Dave's Kitchen Market, and I've sold like 2 or 3 over there. Since I'm shouting that all out, I didn't mention shopcommons.net, which is also rolling. It's a wholesale marketplace. Where are these plates? Took me a while to find them because they were so small, but this came from that Tupperware lot. Look at these little tiny plates. I think it goes to one of those little kids sets. And those 3 little tiny plates sold for $13. $12.95 plus shipping. I see somebody used a 5% off coupon, which usually means, that means you can go to look at my store and put code Commonwealth and you get 5% off on eBay. If you go through that link in the description down there. And so I think a viewer bought these. Let me look at it. I don't know how they'd know about the code unless they were a viewer. So I'm going to say thank you to Timothy. Timothy, I appreciate it. Hope you enjoy those tiny little Tupperware plates. Do you remember me the other day? I said that we weren't going to be selling these little Christmas ones till next year because we do them as charity things and 50-50 charity auctions and all that stuff. And there's so much out there that needs our attention. The California folks and the fires, and still in North Carolina and Tennessee and Virginia. All that damage that was done, and so many things going on in our world right now. And I was like, that just sold? I thought I didn't sell these. And it sold on Dibdit, Dibdit.com. So there you go. I made 4 Dibdit sales. Holy moly. That has to be an all-time record for Dibdit static sales. We'll see. I don't know. I've got a few more things. I don't have to pick them today. I might pick one more for you really quick. But I wanted to thank everybody who has joined us over there. I want to thank everybody for being so kind in the comments to me. And I'm excited about so many things that are going on. But I wanted people to know I was not quitting eBay. And I'm not going to quit this show. It's my favorite thing I do on social media because I get feedback from y'all. So, but you know what? Like I said, I don't begrudge those folks. You know, Paul made that decision. And living in Florida like he does and doing, I don't blame him. Simplifies your life. It's still a lot of work. He actually he's been selling so much over there, he bought 2 lots from shopcommons.net to resell individually on Whatnot. He's like, yeah, I'll do good on these. It was free shipping. It's easy peasy. I'm like, okay, have at it. All right, I've got Turner for some Commonwealth comedy, but he has a couple of buddies that he wants to see. Hey, you want a treat? Oh, I gotta get you one too. All right, Turner's got some Commonwealth. I'll get you one, I promise. Got some Commonwealth comedy. What do you got?
What do the papers say to the pencil?
What do the papers say to the pencil? I don't know.
You got a good point.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
The Chiefs, sadly.
The Chiefs, sadly.
The Super Bowl no one asked for.
All you Eagles fans out there, don't be mad at me. He said it, not me. Appreciate you, buddy. Go get my keys and my wallet, and I'll meet you in the car.
Okay, bye.
I toyed with not showing you this gift here because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. It's just a joke. I promise. Trash to Cash podcast. But those 2 hats right there. Next Generation Sports Cards. He sells over on Dibdit, and he now sells on Dibdit's, what is it called? Dibdit Cards by No Bangers Podcast. No Bangers Card Podcast. I don't know. I got that messed up. But thank you so much. You're awesome, and you're a great seller over there as well. He's created YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, documenting the card journey. Please follow us on these platforms. So absolutely, there they are right there. Y'all can go check them out. Very cool, and thank you for the hat. I will not be wearing one, but maybe I'll sign one and sell it on a live show for some charity money or something. Now I'm going to slide this a little earlier in the video because I forgot to pull it out when I was filming. This is a sweet looking Harley vest, genuine leather, got a Lynchburg, Virginia patch on it. Looks like it's never been worn before. And it went for $35 plus shipping. It was on 30% off. So we had it listed for a lot more and it never sold. And it sold when we put it on sale. It's a little disappointing for that sale, to be honest with you. But I think I'm into it for 15, so I'm still making money. All right, y'all. Reagan doesn't have the clipboard, but she does have 2 dogs. And she has a sale out of the CommonwealthPicker.com store. What do you got?
Ozark Treasure Hunters got 2 black lights.
2 black lights. And we have 1 black light left is all. So we got to order some more black lights. So sorry if you wanted those. I had totally forgot to order them. At any rate, no clipboard, but you can still say your thing.
Bye, and don't forget to get your stickers at CommonwealthPicker.com.
VHS. Elvira VHS. VHS never sell, y'all. Never. Don't ever pick them up, ever. $44.95 for that one. Plus shipping. I think I sourced that one on Dibdit, actually. So I got that one probably around $6, $7, $8. Plus shipping and a combined lot. So definitely money to be made. All right, y'all. Tell me what you think in the comments below. We appreciate you stopping by, and I can't wait to see you next time.